Tell me when you're ready.
Welcome everyone to the regular meeting of the Planning Commission on this Tuesday, January 18th. We're going to start out with a Pledge of Allegiance led by Jason Anderson. And if everybody could please mute your videos while you do that so we don't override it.
Okay, put the right hand over your heart. Ready to begin. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening.
Bill was able to join by phone, so that's his phone number.
Great, thank you. It looks like we've been joined by Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Good evening, Greg. Welcome our new commissioner. We'll be sworn in just a moment after we do the pledge, if you haven't done that already. I must apologize this evening because my computer went down just moments before trying to log on to the meeting. It completely went out on me altogether, and I can't get it to function. So unfortunately, I'm by phone. Luckily, we don't have significant matters to discuss tonight, but I just wanted to announce that right up front.
Yeah, well, Phil, we thought you were Greg, so because it just has a phone number. So Greg has not logged in yet.
So he just sent a message that says, the webinar will start soon. So I'll tell him it started and see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully he got sent the right link. That usually happens on like older
I sure hope so.
I think he's trying right now to get on.
Is anybody here from the city clerk's office?
He should be.
Yeah, she's Laura Christensen should be joining us tonight.
I
Hopefully
just
she
shot
got a
her
log on.
a text to see where she's at. She's grabbing her other phone. She's having technical difficulties as well.
Oh my.
Can I ask you all a tech question? I like the blurred background. It's nice. How did you do that?
Oh, yeah. On where you are, if you click on the three buttons there, it'll say choose virtual background. Are you on a phone or are you on a PC?
I'm on the phone tonight.
Well,
But the webinar settings, and then there's the background and filters. So
yeah,
You might have to have a
virtual background.
special premium edition of Zoom to get that though, right?
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it on the phone.
He's not able to get on. It says the webinar hasn't started yet. He actually sent me a picture of his.
I think he has an incorrect link. So I was going to try and go to our Planning Commission webpage, and you can email him the link from the agenda.
Hold on one sec. 669-900-6833.
We are not off to a good start tonight.
Well, first meeting of the year.
I had technical
Sometimes
difficulties
it
all day.
happens.
Charles and I are best friends now in the IT department.
Oh, my computer's finally coming back up. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened.
I logged in from Georgia because that's where I was over Christmas to check and see if we had a planning commission 2 weeks ago. And apparently Microsoft was like, oh my God, Georgia, can't ever log in again.
Oh no.
So Charles fixed it for me. Thank goodness.
Oh,
Hey, Annette, I did forward you just the standard meeting link. I don't know if you can email that to him.
So I don't know if you can send it to him because I'm on my I'm not on my city email right now. It's just gheath@itascaro.org, and I'll text him and let him know that you're sending it.
if anybody is joining us online or on the phone, we are pausing for just a moment as we try to get our new planning commissioner on so we can administer the oath of office for that. So please be patient, give us a minute. if I forwarded my link, would he be able to get in?
I also gave him the phone number to
I'd
call.
kick you off because I know some of our links are specific, but I'm not sure.
There is another phone attendee.
I guess
Really?
Greg, if you were able to call in, if you raise your hand, we will let you over if you're the one on the phone.
Just
Which is
star 9.
9.
Were you able to send that link, Kelly? Okay. He said he can hear us on the phone.
Finally,
Hey, Phil, there we are.
I'm here. I'm with a living.
So if he's listening on the phone, is he our 805-944-7862?
Yes.
Can we bring him into the group?
Yes, you are in the group and now you can unmute, I believe, by star 6.
The problem
Okay, I'll just hit star
oath-wise
6.
is I have to be able to see him take the oath.
Oh,
So, I mean, if we want, he can participate. I mean, you know, he can listen in and whatever. He just can't vote until we can get him the oath if I can't see him physically take it.
How about if he sends you a little email with a snapshot of him actually with, you know, his hands taking
taking
it. Come on. Can Greg hear us? Is he there? Greg, you're there?
Yeah, this is,
So you
I'm
don't have
here.
a
I
camera.
am
Send
muted.
us- So maybe there's a way we can figure this out though. Seriously, Laura, with some kind of a video shot or a screenshot or something.
Well,
If you
I'm
can't get the video to
curious.
Greg, were you
Phil,
able to get the email link that I just sent?
It has not come across yet.
Okay.
I keep checking.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing significant to take action on tonight, but it'd be nice not to have Laura come back the second time.
right.
If she doesn't have
Yeah.
to.
It seems like it's going to be a pretty short agenda. Can we postpone the swearing in until later?
Yeah, and you know, like I said, he can still listen in and make comment and stuff. He just can't vote.
Oh, right.
And then if we get video, you guys, someone can text or call me and I can pop back on and we can do it. Or if not, Greg and I can make an appointment to do it not at a meeting. So then you guys are just ready to roll for your next meeting. We just like to do that publicly, but in this instance and given the hiccups, that maybe it's just easier to do it differently. But we can figure that out. So I can let you guys go and move on to your other business and then we can circle back or whatever works for you guys.
Oh, I see him.
There we go.
I think I did it.
Right, you got it.
It won't work on my computer, but it works on my phone.
Perfect.
Interesting.
That I had to log in from my phone too. So if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, phone, please. We want to see you, Greg. Let's get this.
Okay.
Okay, Greg, you ready? I just need you to raise your right hand for me and repeat after me.
You might need to unmute, or is he unmuted?
He's unmuted. Yeah, I think so. Oh,
Can't
Greg,
hear
you might,
Greg.
can you hear us?
So if you're still using, if he's still using the phone audio, he might have to star.
Just, yeah, there he goes. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So just raise your right hand for me and repeat after me. I, please state your name,
I, Gregory Heath,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm,
or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution
I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States and the state of California
of the United States and the state of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign or domestic, foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you,
And
Laura.
thank
Greg.
you.
And Greg, welcome to the Planning Commission. After we go through our agenda, we'll do a little introduction, if you don't mind. So we'll go through our agenda first, and then at the end, we'll do a little introductions.
Oh, okay.
So if I can get a motion to approve the agenda?
Actually, we need to do a roll call with
Oh,
the
sorry,
new
yeah, we
commission.
did.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. Let's do roll call.
Okay. Y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Here.
Commissioner Carranza,
Here.
Commissioner Hughes,
Here.
Commissioner Heath.
Here.
Just for the record, Commissioner Schmidt is an excused absence tonight. Vice Chairperson Keen
Here.
and Chairperson Van den Eyck.
Here.
So we have 6 present and 1 absent. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Okay, now can I get an approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Annette?
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Keen,
Yes.
Commissioner Carranza,
Approve.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Heath,
Yes.
Chairperson Van den Eyck.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Great, thank you. We will now move into the public comment portion of the meeting, which is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter on the agenda over which we have jurisdiction. The speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record before making your presentation. The commission may take action to direct the staff to place the matter of business on a future agenda. Do we have any attendees that would like to comment on any of the items that are anything that is not on the agenda? And if you do, please raise your hand on Zoom. Okay, seeing none, we will move to a presentation with a recognition of our outgoing commissioner, Jennifer Mcintyre. I don't see her on here. Bill, were you going to do that?
And she hasn't been with us for some months now. She was probably only with us for a couple of meetings. Unfortunately, I think there was just some health reasons that she couldn't continue to attend, and we waited for some time to allow her to come back onto the team, but the mayor instead appointed an alternative, and that's why we have Greg this evening. But I do want to thank Jennifer for her service when she did help us out here in the commission, and sorry to see her gone, but we're really happy to see Greg as part of our commission now. And as soon as we let's see, where are we? Have we taken care of the consent items yet? We still have yet to do that.
Right, we'll be doing that soon.
Okay, so maybe after that we can talk about each of us and give some introductions. And I don't even recall if we've introduced our new planning staff, Bailey. Have we done that? Did we do that?
No, we haven't.
No. And she's here tonight as well, so we'll talk about her as well. She's got a big speech prepared for you tonight about her background, history, and some things. So
great, can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll move on to our consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine and non-controversial by city staff and will be approved by one motion if no member of the commission or public wishes to comment or ask questions. Is there anybody from the public that would like to comment on one of the consent calendar items? Okay, if not, can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Annette?
Okay, Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Carranza,
Yes.
Commissioner Heath,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Keen,
Yes.
and Chairperson Van Den Eyck.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Well, there isn't a lot of business today, which is kind of nice, but it's nice to get to see everybody. Why don't we have our newest planning staff member, Bailey, introduce herself at this time?
Hello, great to meet you all. I'm the new assistant planner. I don't really have a big speech prepared like Phil said.
I was totally putting her on the spot. She wasn't prepared to talk at all. So thanks for saying anything at all.
No, it's great to meet you all, and I'm excited to get to know you more.
So Bailey comes to us. She was most recently working for a private consulting firm, but also she's a graduate of the Cal Poly planning program. And she will be assisting us in planning, and very glad to have her on. And so in the near future, she will be making presentations to you and to the design review committee. So it'll be wonderful.
Super. Look forward to that.
Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Well,
And then let's see, where are we? Okay, I'll let you guys continue your business and we can talk about our other stuff later. But like, I think your idea, Jeff, was good, maybe to go around and do introductions for everyone.
Yes.
We have a new commissioner.
Yeah, so Greg, why don't you introduce yourself to the commissioners, and then we'll go around and introduce ourselves to you as well.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Greg Heath. I was born and raised in Itascaro. Went to Itascaro High School, graduated in '87, and moved away for a while. My mom and dad still lived in town, and I ended up moving back into town about 3.5 years ago, just to kind of help my mom as she's aging and take care of some things here, and just realized that I love the community and started getting involved in it. And my wife and I decided not to leave. And my regular profession is I do real estate locally out of the Pismo Beach Keller Williams office.
Super. Very nice to meet you, Greg.
Nice to meet you too.
So Jason, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for Greg?
Hi, Greg. I'm Jason Anderson, and joined the Planning Commission a little over a year ago. I think it's been a year, right? Yeah. I own a small repair shop here in Itascaro called Ace Auto Care, and I've been moved up here back in '97. Met my wife, had 2 kids, and just love the area. So it'd be nice to work with you. And I think I met you once at work.
Yes,
So,
you've worked on my car.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So nice to see you again.
Nice meeting you too.
Tori, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Tori Keene. I have been on the Planning Commission for, this will be my 3rd year, 4th year, something like that. I don't know. It's all a blur now. But I really love it. I've learned a ton. I've lived here for 12 years. I have 2 kids. I am a family law paralegal in SLO. And I coach soccer, so I'm very involved in the community. I love Itascaro. My Georgia family keeps trying to convince me to move back, but I'm like, it's 70 today. There's no way, guys. And I also have my car fixed to Ace Auto Care.
Randy.
All right. It seems like it's been a blink of an eye. Probably a little under a year so far as how long I've been on the Planning Commission. As far as employment, I'm a utility worker for a natural gas company. My education background's in criminal justice. And then as far as community, I've been involved in music, all sorts of walks of life. North County all my life, mainly out of Paso Robles. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I took off the Bearcat jersey and bought a property in a nice area, Tascadero. So I'm a traitor to some, but I'm happy to be here and glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
Victoria.
Well, hi, Greg. Hi, everybody. Let's see. I grew up in San Luis Obispo County, more on the Mesa on the south side, Napomo, Aurora Grande area. And I came from actually environmental city planning background at Cal Poly. That's why I raised my hands up when I heard Bailey say that. And I took a little bit of a different path, got involved in outdoor education for youth and sustainability initiatives in the public schools. Now I have 2 kids, and it was very informative for me that we need to do a lot more for postpartum wellness and care for families. So I've still been doing a little consulting in that regards for youth and outdoor ed, but I actually serve families as a doula now. So I have my own private practice.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.
And Greg, I'm Jeff Van Dyckhoff. I have been on the Planning Commission for 4 years. I am a civil engineer. I have a consulting business here in Itascaro called ICAF Design Group that I have run since 2007. Prior to that, I actually worked for the city of Itascaro as the Deputy Director of Public Works. And primarily my business caters to public agencies. So all of my clients are public agencies, and I help them. Currently, I'm serving as the interim city engineer for Morro Bay while they're recruiting a new engineer. And moved to Atascadero 21 years ago when we bought our house. I have 4 kids that 2 of them have lived in the same house their whole lives. I only had 2 before, and I only have 1 left in high school. So that's unfortunately they're all still at my house. My wife and I are super involved in the arts community. My wife is the Drama Booster president and TPAC Foundation president for the Templeton Performing Arts Center. I love cotton candy, so at every event that is held in the area, you will see my booth. My company sponsors a booth, and all the proceeds go directly to the Templeton High School drama program. And so that's a brief description of me. So anyway, we're very happy to have you on the Planning Commission, Greg.
I'm glad to be here.
I love how diverse we are. Like everybody is just in a different sector and different backgrounds. It makes for a really good group with lots of questions and all angles of the issues. So I don't think I've heard all of that at one point. So it was really cool to hear.
Yeah.
It helps because we think outside the box.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're all stuck in the box.
I feel like singing the Brady Bunch song.
Yeah,
right
I was
now.
just going to say, it feels like the Brady Bunch right here.
Yeah, I
couldn't
think our
get-
deliberations are really they're actually very fruitful. Like we have really good questions, and we tend to kind of push back on each other in a good way, I think. So it's been good on this commission. I think it's been we get along really well, and I feel like we all come from different angles, like Tori said.
I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
Thank you. Well, we're going to turn some time over to Phil. Commissioner comment, for director comments, reports, or any other things that you have for us.
Awesome. Well, Happy New Year, Planning Commission. Good to have a nice full commission. I agree with some of the comments you mentioned. It's a great diverse group and very professional. Very nice to work with you all. So what are your plans next Friday night, the 28th? I'm hoping your plans are to hang out with us. We have a really wonderful evening planned, not quite the gala you're thinking of, but it'll be a night with the city council. And this is probably one of the most important planning projects that I will be working on during my career, and that's the update of the city of Itascaro's general plan. We did hire a consultant recently, MIG. They're out of Pasadena. They're going to be with us next Friday, and their goal next Friday is to scope the work of the general plan. So we're not going to take any action Friday. We're going to want to basically be hearing public comments, planning commissioner comments, city council comments, and the consultant will be there to guide us through those specific comments by asking us a series of questions about how they should proceed with this effort, how they should get better public outreach, what are the current values of our community, what should be the general overall scope of this effort, really wide or more narrow, in terms of that. And they'll guide us through that discussion to be able to get some fruitful answers. Preceding that, prior to that, we will be coming off kind of a strategic planning study session earlier in the day, in which we'll be talking about economic development. But the only portion that Planning Commission needs to weigh on is the general plan portion, which starts at 6 p.m. I expect it'll probably be about 2 hours, give or take. Could go longer if we get 1 million people asking questions. We have done some notification. We are going to be getting some folks that have been itching to amend the zoning on their properties, and they may join in part of this conversation because they'd like to be considered as part of the update. But this is sort of like step 1A of this whole process. This is the initiation of, hey, how are we going to go about doing this whole thing? And so it's kind of a very important meeting. If you can make it, it will be all virtual. So you can do it from your hotel room in Miami, or you can do it from your house, or you can do it from an office. So it should be easy. But if you can spare some time to be part of that joint session, it's a chance to be with the city council members and to be part of that group and to provide input to this scoping session. So that's what next Friday is about. And I'm also happy to answer any of your questions that you might have about how that process is going to go.
What time did you say that starts, Phil?
6 p.m.
Because on the calendar, it has it blocked out starting at 1. So
yes, and that's because I mentioned the earlier study session is going to be a strategic planning session about economic development. Now, I believe the Planning Commission is only invited to the 6 p.m. portion. So it is a strategic planning, goes the whole time. You are able to attend and watch the 1 p.m. if you want, if you'd like to attend that. But I think the idea was to only have you weigh in on the general plan portion.
And the public comment is going to be like all throughout the day, or is that at the 6 o'clock time, or when is the public comment period?
Well, there will be public comment available for the economic development portion, as well as the general plan portion. Both.
And is there
they're two very separate topics, really, because the
Right.
strategic planning on economic development is to talk about a strategy for not only how to use the funds that we're going to be granted through ARPA, which is from the federal government for COVID, but also about some of the issues that we have currently around town, in the downtown, with some vacant lots and buildings, so some of our fee structure issues we'll be talking about, and some ideas to incentivize some of those programs. And that's going to be led primarily by our staff. We don't have a consultant working on that. And that's primarily going to be led by Lorelei, who's our Deputy Director of Economic Development. So it's kind of her first big opportunity to really share with the council about some ideas and thoughts on different programs that we can do to spur economic development, and how we should utilize any funds that we might get from the federal government.
And is there a link or a graphic or something that we could send out to people to encourage them to come to this?
We do have something on our website now. We will have something, if we don't already, on our Facebook page. And we will have some things that I can send you as soon as an agenda comes out. And that agenda will come out with a really nice summary of both of those particular projects and overview. And it'll be kind of with the general plan, there'll be a nice little guidebook, and there'll be a nice agenda for that that's done by the consultant. And then for the economic development portion, staff will have some information on that here shortly. But I think we have some stuff I can get you now.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, please remind me through email if you don't find something, and I can get you that tomorrow.
Great, thanks, Phil.
All right, how does that sound?
Sounds good. So is that the only item that you wanted to talk about, Phil?
That's it. Now, if you have questions about other projects that are happening in the city, other things that are going on, a lot of development being planned for up at Del Rio, for example. If you have questions about stuff, I can tell you about that. But that's all I really intended to talk about tonight.
Okay. Can you give us a status report on the plaza?
Yeah, we have finalized one of the buildings, a smaller building. So that's been completed. You'll notice the fencing has been taken away and the parking lot's open in the back and the driveway is open for a portion. And there are several tenants in that particular building now. There's the LOL yogurt, and then there's the cheese, what's the cheese girl called again there? The Lulu Cheese Girl, yes, will be in the side tenant facing the plaza, and it'll be a really fun little spot there. And then the other portion of the plaza, the bigger building, it's still being worked on. There's still a lot of interior tenant improvements, a lot of work, but the major tenant that's going in there is going to be Cielo, which is an Italian restaurant that is not only going to have a great restaurant, but also a great rooftop bar. So really exciting. And then a lot of really high quality residential spaces in there. Really neat building. Fantastic. If you ever get a chance to get a tour with the Zappas family of the building, it's pretty amazing how the spaces came out, and they've got spectacular outdoor spaces and views, and pretty impressive. So it's coming along. It's just almost done.
So on the cheese shop on the yogurt, have they already finished their TIs on those?
The yogurt shop's just about done. The cheese shop's just getting started.
And I noticed that there is work happening on Del Rio next to the hotel.
Finally, there's dirt moving. The ground is getting cleaned up. Clint Pierce owns that corner property. He's going to be responsible for building some road improvements there to widen Del Rio a little bit around that corner, which will enable development to happen on some other parcels on Del Rio. It's one of the first mitigation measures actually of the Del Rio specific plan that we'll see implemented as part of the road improvements. But at the same time, he's building a couple of restaurant pads. One of them will be occupied by a Taco Bell. Nothing too exciting. The other one is yet to be announced. And then there is a fuel station planned under separate ownership for another parcel owned by Armet there, where Armet has recently sold Christmas trees on that site. He has sold that site, and there's a fuel station that's long been planned for that site that will be developed on that site. So that whole corner is spoken for. And then on the other side of the street, it will be anchored by a Valley Fresh supermarket, which is a nice high-end market, just like just like California Fresh, but it's called Valley Fresh. And that will be on that site. It will also have office spaces with it. It'll have some nice light industrial spaces with it and some other retail spaces. So we're planning that center now. It's exciting. You'll see that development plan come to the Planning Commission here pretty soon, and then it'll move to City Council. We're working out some wrinkles in the traffic with that right now to make sure that's going to all flow nicely. So that's the next big exciting project. Clint Pierce is also doing that. And you'll see Del Rio really come to life here in the next year or two.
Yeah, that's great that he already has a confirmed tenant for that. That makes a big
Yes, he's got a signed lease, which is fantastic.
That's a big deal. So
yeah.
Any news on the other corner? Because we've been
that other corner is continuously kind of going through some slight changes. We'll see what happens with it. The owner is still working through a long escrow and financing, trying to make that happen.
And then we had I think approved plans for the RV place on the RV park on the other side of the freeway.
So on the other side of the freeway, there is, I wouldn't call it an RV park. It's more of a lodging hotel with fixed units that are basically modular units, really nicely designed ones. In fact, you can see an example of one of those parked nearby on El Camino Real, kind of just south of the Walmart property. If you kind of peek over there, you'll see one of those being stored over there. Really nice, what they call park model units. There'll be a series of those parked on that corner lot that'll be leasing for basically hotel stays. And then the rest of that site, we just got the resubmittal for the Barrel Creek project. That's going to be coming your way soon. That's got residential, it's got commercial, it's got lodging. Really neat project as well. So a lot happening in Del Rio.
Great. And the other big one that we haven't seen for a while is Dove Creek. Is there anything happening there?
Not yet. No, it's kind of sitting idle, simmering along. That one's a kind of a neighborhood hotbed of controversy, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Any other planning commissioners? Any questions for Phil, our director? Okay, well, seeing none, we will go ahead and adjourn to our next meeting, and
Yeah, it looks like
scheduled?
right now, it looks like we're going to cancel the next meeting, the first Tuesday in February. And then it would be the 2 weeks after that when we'd be scheduling our next meeting. So I'll send out an official notice for the cancellation probably in the next few days.
Great. Well, it's good to see everybody after a long break, and very happy to see Greg join our ranks here. So we'll go ahead and adjourn until our next meeting. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.